Alright guys, so we are going to look at our Punnett square from the example that we had. And our question is, a heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark is crossed with another heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark. So our first step is to find whether there is a codominant trait, which means we have two phenotypes showing up at the same time, whether there is an incomplete dominant, whether there is some sort of blending of phenotypes, or whether there is a sex-linked trait. So reading this, a heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark, there's only one trait that's being talked about there, so it's not going to be codominance. I don't see anything about a blending. There's no large, medium, small. There's no black, gray, white. So it won't be incomplete dominance. And then for sex-linked trait, usually it'll tell you if it is a sex-linked trait or not. In this case, there's no information regarding that. So we're going to say it is not a sex-linked trait. So if that's the case, we're just going to write none. Number 2 is record what each allele or letter represents for a phenotype and if there are any special cases. So we have a heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark. I'm just going to say that G stands for glow in the dark. I don't really have any information other than that, so I'm going to say that a little g does not. And I know that glow in the dark is dominant because a heterozygous here, that can either be two capital letters or it can be a big letter, small letter. And since we do not have codominance, we can cross that one out. So we know that that is our option here. It's going to be a big letter, small letter. And because our heterozygous scorpion glows in the dark, we know that it's going to be glow in the dark is dominant. So we can just add in here that this is dominant, and our little g there would then be recessive. 3 is we're going to record both the genotype and phenotype for both parents. So for this one, we have a heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark. It's going to be different letters here, and we already know what it will be. So it's going to be a big G, little g. And that is glows. And I'm also just going to write in a 1 there so that I know that it's parent 1. And then for parent 2 is also a heterozygous scorpion that glows in the dark. So I'm going to do 2. And that will be a capital G, little g. And that glows. The fourth step is to complete the Punnett square. So remember, law of segregation, the alleles go into different spots, and it's also random. So big G, little g, there, and then a big G, little g. And then we would just fill it up as we go. So big G, little g, little g. And then big G, little g, little g. And I already made a mistake here, so it's good to go back and check. That shouldn't be a little g, that should be a big G. And this one shouldn't be a big G, that one should be a little g there. So always good to go back and check your work on this one. And then to write in which each of these are, this one glows, This one will glow. This one will glow. And this one here does not. And then to answer the question, here's that I forgot the question. Let me go back and check here. Nope, I forgot to add a question on this one. In any case, we're going to say that 3/4 of scorpions will glow in the dark, and that 1/4 of scorpions will not glow in the dark. All right, that is about it. It's a real quick walkthrough. If you have any questions, send me an email and I will help you out. Otherwise, go ahead and do the Punnett square practice that is up on the Google Classroom.